All right, so today I wanted to talk to you about a thought that I've had for some time, and I expressed this yesterday with some friends, of life being an art rather than a science. And what I mean by this is, I think we're all often guilty of looking for a blueprint, a master plan, some guide, an A to Z, a to-do list, whatever you might call it, some way in which we can follow a set recipe, so an instruction manual, or a guide to how to complete an experiment if you're in a science lesson or something. And if you follow all these steps, we'll get the desired outcome. And people will read countless autobiographies or memoirs of people that are inspiring them or have inspired them, whether it be entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, and all the rest of it. You read all these books and you come across all these different people, and there certainly are some key tenets across the board which are pretty universal. But outside of that, every single person's story and journey is totally unique and individual to that specific person. And imagine if life was so simple that there was just a book or a manual, like, going to IKEA or building Lego. You just followed it, and once you followed each step, you knew what the result was going to be, and you knew where you would end up. How dull, boring, mundane does that really sound? And so when you put it into that context, you realise that actually life is really an art. And by definition, an art is, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And therefore, one person's masterpiece is another person's trash, and vice versa. You go into an art gallery, you look online at some of these new NFTs that have come out, and people have their opinions on them. But at the end of the day, if the person that's created it, the people that appreciate it, if they love it and enjoy it, and it's not harming anybody else, then as far as I'm concerned, that's fair game. And so I would really encourage you to look at life as an art. To continue that metaphor a little bit, if life is a canvas, then you're like the paintbrush, and each stroke you make adds a different layer of complexity and begins to add colour, depth, and more intrigue into what it is that you're doing. And so every day you should kind of find things that you enjoy creatively. You may not be in the job you want to be in right now. You might not be in the relationship you want to be in right now. But again, it's all an art. And you look at all the greatest artists and all the masterpieces that have been created. There's a couple of things that stand out. One is the artist themselves usually is not particularly happy with the finished article, even though it receives wide critical acclaim. The artist is more of a perfectionist, sees all the imperfections and all the brushstrokes that went wrong within their canvas, whereas others see the finished article. And again, that metaphor fits nicely into someone's life. People see the end result, or what they think the end result is rather. They haven't seen everything it's taken to get there. The iceberg, if you want a better phrase, is something I'll come on to another day, but people only see what's above the surface, they don't see what's below. And then back to the art analogy, we're always getting better. the canvas is never complete. And so there is no destination, there is no finished piece of furniture that we're trying to achieve, there is no completed set of Lego that we're trying to achieve. It's day in, day out, enjoying the day-to-day, creating more art, and creating your masterpiece.